hello, and welcome to another episode of Jump Point. Oh man, my party's in danger, aren't they? Last time on Jump Point, the party planned for their heist on the Temple of Mott, also known as High Keep. As they were planning in the Shrine of First Twilight, they had an audience with the dragon Muradin, the Master of Dreams. He answered some questions that the party posed to him. Morn asked about a Swain Row. Giles wanted to know more about his past. And Demi wanted to know more about the nature of traveling to the Feywild. They later executed the heist and managed to steal a piece of obsidian and a piece of topaz, though not without narrowly escaping the High Seeker, Eldrita Dezoran. And that's where we begin. A lot of you have dispersed from High Keep. Demi going one direction, running, narrowly escaping a large ice shard that was thrown at them. Morn exiting through a window, as long as Giles as well, crashing through a window. And then Autumn flying through the window of the main office. You're running in a lot of different directions. Thea, you're out in front with Willow, and you see Autumn fly out of the temple window. And that's where we start. What are you all doing?
Are we doing bingo by any chance?
We could, if you want to. Well, here you guys are. Running from High Keep.
A 4?
Hey, get the shit rolls out now.
Yeah, that's right. Get the rolls out now. You're gonna need them and
I'm
gone.
pretty sure that's one of the good ones.
It might be.
If it doesn't have Autumn flies on it, I'm gonna fucking rage quit. Why do I not have 4? Oh, there it is.
Jump point boards. What did I get? 57? Okay. Alright. Okay.
It doesn't have Autumn flies on it. I'm fucking done. I quit.
Alright, get ready, Autumn's flying.
Yeah, he's flying right now. Autumn, you're still disguised.
Fly another time.
Autumn, you're still disguised.
Is that alright?
That was not good for me.
Yeah,
It's
no.
not good for me. I'm doing another time, please.
Where are you guys headed?
Straight to hell.
Doesn't seem like anyone is chasing you yet. Autumn, the last thing you see. Yeah, last thing you saw on him was the High Seeker kind of looking out the window as you flew outside of the range. Actually, you were hit by 2 of her spells. Then you flew outside of the range of her spells here. You're hurt by those. You can feel like as the ice kind of embedded into you, you feel like your joints kind of tighten here. And also, like, you feel that burn of radiant damage, though you took some of the brunt of that. What are you all doing?
So we've all regrouped at this point.
We can say that you regrouped to that outer like camp place that you guys set up. That was like what was across that the kind of
lake,
the burnt out lake. Yeah. Yeah, that's some maybe like a couple miles away from the temple itself. Yeah, you guys can regroup there.
Who's hurting?
My feet hurt from standing outside for a really long time. Not about you guys.
I think it's just you and Demi.
Okay.
Demi comes running up to the place where we camped out to like scope this place out to plan. the makeup is all straight. Their eyes are full of tears, and it's just like a 1,000-yard stare, like full shell shock. The legs bleeding. And they don't make eye contact with anybody. Just walk up, sort of shaking.
Autumn's gonna walk up to Demi and put a hand on their shoulder.
They jump like they didn't notice you.
We'll cure wounds. You doing all right?
No. I'm fine. That didn't go well.
No.
They're so fucked.
I went almost. I mean, I guess not quite, but that went pretty bad pretty quick. Could not have got much worse than that without people not making it out of there.
You get the topaz?
I'm gonna pull it out of my pocket. Show it.
Okay.
We got the obsidian.
Did anybody get spotted?
Yeah.
Me and Giles.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure I got seen from the back when I was getting the topaz. I just dove out the window.
She looked right at me.
At your face? Were you disguised?
No, they did some magic and the disguise dropped, and then she looked right in my eyes and shot me with some.
That's not good.
Ice
That's pretty bad.
magic or something. Demi just starts pacing.
Autumn's gonna cast this on himself in the midst of this conversation as well. We gotta get like far away from here.
Right. So,
We gotta go.
Yeah.
Giles, I want to eat if the drink left Pinost in the next 10. I don't know. He's not here. I can't answer that.
Yeah, he sets to work with the sending stone.
No, man, I need hours and minutes. We need to make a hot fucking exit. The only place open in the sky is this lake. Okay. Who has a timepiece? Who's got a watch?
I got one.
I got one.
You hear Giles speaking with Aerith on the sending stone.
Just on the tail end of whatever he sends, I tell him to tell her. How would I phrase this, actually? Shortest number of words, I think, is what is running through Demi's head right now.
I'll remind you.
Giles,
Oh, sorry, good.
bring my parents.
I'll remind you in this moment that the ship is in a field to the north of Frenest.
It is not. We would not have left Aerith by herself for literally 2 weeks. That doesn't make any fucking sense. She dropped us off.
Let me remind you what happened. You guys scouted first with Aerith and the ship. Then Giles took the helm and left Aerith and Nabarro and Apheliomore in Quanlinost as you guys flew to that spot
That's right.
The spell-jamming helm is within the bag of holding. Ship is
That's right.
hidden in that field to the north of Frenost. 1 day out from Frenost.
You're correct.
But you have
Spell-jamming helmet is right here in my inventory.
you have prepared though to get any preparations as far as like Nabarro and Apheliamore and Aerith are being settled quickly. They know that whenever you guys touch the field in Quanlinost, you're getting the hell out of here. So that is pushed through.
Okay.
There will be no like
guys.
getting through.
Better than nothing, but oh well.
Can I drink a potion?
Yeah, sure. You guys have a moment here. What I will say is they are going to start looking here. You guys are, what, 2 miles out from here? And there's 2 seekers within the place. I'm just going to make a roll in front of the board. You're going to want high on this D20 roll. 18's great. You guys have a bit of time here, as they're still reeling from what's happening, checking stock and inventory. You know, Boss was bound in magic. They're still taking statements here. You guys have a little bit of time, but you know that once things are settled, they're going to start looking outside of High Keep.
Okay.
Fuck the watches. We have to go. I thought this was different.
Me, Demi, Giles need to go immediately. They saw all of us.
Yeah.
Thea and Autumn, you guys need to go get Mycroft.
Where are they?
They're back at the town. We left them there when we.
Okay. Okay. Alright. Yeah. Where are we meeting you?
How far
What's
away?
the like, furthest south point to the field where it turns into swamp again?
You mean, say again, I'm sorry.
Where are you about to ask, Dylan?
What are we gonna ask? How far away was the like ruins that we all met back up? Where we met Airlu's crew.
Oh,
And
that
Autumn
was at the
reappeared.
beginning of Arthurx's fall, like the outpost, like the broken outposts, old elven outposts. Yeah, that was like you're on the first day of travel, like the end of the first day of travel. So like a couple days, like maybe what, 5 days out from here. I mean, Autumn gave you guys good pace with those survival checks, so yeah, it's at most 6, at least 5 to 4 if you guys are really charting through.
Well, then just whatever the camp site that we did last time before we got to town. Like whatever the last campsite we used in the swamp.
Yeah.
I feel like that can be our meeting point.
Yeah, that's like right before the tar pits stuff. Yeah.
Or we can meet before the tar pits or whatever, but just yeah.
Out of the city of Quanlinost is probably
far.
safe bet.
As far out as we can get without leaving everyone behind.
Yeah. The two groups set off here. We will follow Thea and Autumn first as you guys quickly head toward the Shrine of First Twilight. How do you guys proceed here? Do you see the large carved black shrine gate at the beginning of the old entertainment district? You see that it's late, right? You guys did the heist quite late. You see that there's still the lights and still some bustle happening. You can smell kind of the grilling there. You can hear some conversations happening here within this temple, or this shrine grounds, I should say. What do you guys do?
Alright. We gotta, gotta act supernatural in here.
Sorry, was that to me?
Yeah,
Yes.
it's just both of you here. Yeah,
Sorry.
you're good.
Yeah. What's the plan? What do we do?
I mean, I guess just try to find Minecraft as quick as possible and get the hell out of here. We gotta. Nobody saw us, but we gotta be really careful. I mean,
Yeah.
I got a couple things up my sleeve if things start going a little sideways for us, but I think we should just try to be as careful as possible and just try to,
Yeah.
Play it casual. And then I'm gonna start like very intently looking around for Minecraft.
Yeah, you know where the kind of building was that you guys stayed in. You can head there first, like past that open of the old kind of fountain like statue area that you guys saw as like the communal area. You can see there's some people still like here kind of conversing and kind of positing. You see that there's, as you walk past, you see a two people in front of a table as someone is like kind of doing kind of almost like tarot cards, like doing a dream reading almost. And as you walk by, you give me a perception checking. So I'm gonna need two things from the two of you. I'm gonna need a stealth check because we're acting naturally as we kind of go through this place, but still moving, carefully. Stealth checks from the both of you, and then a perception check. Then a
You did a nat
perception.
right now.
Okay, good. A perception check from one of you who's ever like actively looking for Minecraft in this space.
What's your?
Plus
Okay, you know what?
Okay,
fine.
cool.
I figured.
Yeah, I think this is how it plays out. Like, Thea, you're like acting natural and kind of like carefully here, but Autumn, I think it's you do think that, but like the more focus for you is like, okay, we need to quickly find Minecraft. So like you've kind of subconsciously like kind of forgotten stealth in this moment and are actively trying to find her. And as you move to through the place, you get to kind of near where those steps, where the shrine, where you can go into where the shrine proper was, and you see Mycroft kind of talking with a few other of these just regular clerics of Muradin. No dust mavens or anything here. Thea, I do need you to give me a perception check as well. As Autumn, you see Mycroft and are gonna go over there. 14. But yeah, Autumn, Minecraft's
Above
right there.
table,
Yes.
would I know what languages Minecraft speaks?
Possibly. I mean, common, of course, but and you would think Elvish, right? There, she's Shadarkai. Like, I think those are the two ones that you would be like, okay, cool, yeah, I know that. But
Okay.
anything else, a little different. What do you guys do?
I'm gonna approach Minecraft.
Yeah,
I'm gonna say in Elvish.
Yeah, sure.
I'm gonna say we gotta go.
Yeah, you see like
right now.
You see one person like, I mean that's an interesting dream that you've had. But and then you see Mycroft kind of like, oh, excuse me, and kind of leave those people and kind of move over to you like, what do you, speaks to you kind of back in Elvish. What do you mean? Did everything go?
Things went bad.
Okay, well,
And everybody else that's not here was seeing, so we gotta get out of here.
okay, well, let's head back to the place. Thea, what are you looking at? And it's Thea, what you see
Sorry.
is the Dusk Mavens, Mara and Xeon speaking closely with each other. Dusk Maven Xeon, you see a moment of like her kind of like pause and close her eyes and give me an Arcana check in this moment. We'll say at advantage here.
Say less.
Sure. 24 Arcana.
Oops.
Natural 20. I'm just
Advantage.
natural 20. Okay. So what I'll say is you're very familiar when people are getting messages like telepathically. I know what that looks like. But what you know is that Xeon kind of holds and stops because like stops conversation with Mara, and you see her eyes close, and you see her respond back. And as you're looking at her, she responds back in 25 words. She's been sent ascending by someone. As she opens her eyes, she looks over in your direction. What do you do? As we pull back from there toward Mycroft, like, is everything all right, Thea?
I just stop dead in my tracks. Like, I'm looking directly at them. And, like, I almost, like, don't even hear Mycroft.
Then you hear in your head, Thea,
Huh?
what's going on? Autumn said we need to go, so my things, any things that we have left are in that building there that we didn't take, you guys didn't take with you, so we need to get them and then we need to go. And I think what she noticed is someone who had to make a hot exit understands in this moment what has to be done. She'll turn and look back toward Autumn again, like, to the apartment then? That's where we're going? Where we're at?
Yeah.
Okay, well, alright, let's head over there. All of you guys make it over there. I'll say in this moment. Just give me, quickly give me a, just, so you guys can make it over there. There's a bit of strangeness here as you guys are we move through, you guys gathering your things. As you guys are about to leave, in front of you, and like in front of the door, kind of maybe like 20 feet from the door, is just Dusk Maven Xeon. You see her in that kind of long mantle of twilight. You know, the deep purple skin and the long white hair and red eyes.
Are we within sight of them?
Yes. As you guys are stepping out to like leave this place. There's no other clerics with them. See that their hands are clasped. You're leaving us so soon. Is something wrong?
No.
Give me... What are you putting forth here? Give me a deception check, a persuasion check. What vibe are you putting forth to the Dusk Maven in front of you?
I'm gonna just try and be like really natural about it and just be like, you know, I've just better be off, you know.
Can I ask something somewhat off topic?
Yeah, sure.
In spell components, what is V?
Verbal.
Oh,
Yeah.
Because you gotta say something.
yeah. God damn it.
Yeah.
Give me...
This is why Sorcerer is low-key the best one.
Also Gulak is kind of crazy with that shit too. But anyway, what? So you cited nothing, the Dusk Maven. Give me a deception check here. Just a straight roll.
It's literally it's the two people in the party with the worst deception stats.
You see the drow woman.
Oh, that's wrong.
You don't even have to roll for this insight check. You see a look of disappointment from this older drow woman.
Have you really just pulled that they're not mad, they're disappointed in me?
Yeah.
Ah.
You see.
That's
Yes.
rough.
Well, I was informed by my counterpart. Well, not my counterpart per se, but the visiting cleric, the High Seeker, and renowned healer, that there was a break-in at the High Keep. And she wanted me to just check if there was any newcomers came in recently. And it is you all.
Right.
In this moment,
Plan C stands for command grab.
she looks at you all. And I'm going to make a roll here. Considering all the things that happen, your audience, like your confirmed audience with Muradin, she's got to make a choice. Yeah, she's not beholden to the High Seeker. The High Seeker is an outside force and not even a follower of Muradin. So I'm just going to roll in front of the board. And see if she trusts you and believes you in this moment. A 3, a luck check. You see her pause for a long moment. You may go.
Thank you.
Before you leave, did you ever introduce yourself fully to Autumn? Did you ever introduce yourself, like, first name, last name to the Dust Maven?
To be honest, I don't remember.
Okay, so we won't worry about that. She is like...
I don't think we did in game, so
No.
it's a question for you now.
Yeah. Would you have done that?
No, probably not with the intention of what we were doing here. I probably would have just said on them.
Fair enough. I think there's a moment where she considers, like, you did meet with the Master of Dreams. This is known to me. If it does come out that it was you, I will have to make that known to the High Seeker. But you may go. May the blessing of the dreams be with you.
Yeah, you as well. I appreciate the trust.
Yeah, thank you.
You see a woman who's been... Mara was not lying when she said the Dust Maven has been here for a long time. You see this elven woman knowing that things are complex. And as a follower of Muradin, it is... Sometimes it's an interesting perspective to be in the middle, the balance between the two deities. She lets you all leave. And as you walk through that black shrine gate, you feel that same presence you felt on him before. Kind of like, there's a moment where with the situation of stuff happening, you feel like, are we going to be able to pass through it? And walk through it and feel that presence shift as you step from what you can only posit as something of the protection of a powerful spell, truly the hallowed spell, as you step through the gate and make your way to the rendezvous point with Mycroft and Thea in tow. We move
the last like 10 minutes of it, if I can.
Yeah, sure.
I'll cast Pass Without Trace on us.
Very well. Good.
Safe.
So as you guys are moving through the city here, give me your stealth checks with that +10, because you guys are Mycroft and Thea, you're right close to Autumn. As what does it look like as you cast Pass Without Trace as you're moving carefully through ruins of Quanlinost?
Honestly, I don't think it looks like anything. I think it's just like it's kind of contradictory to say, but kind of sensory. It's just like kind of an auditory thing, and like there's not, you can't like sense any footsteps in like the ground vibrating or anything like that, you know. Even for us, we can't hear our own footsteps and everything like that, you know.
Mycroft got a 19 here. Thea, if you would give me a stealth roll with +10 as an Autumn, as you guys are quickly making it through here. A 20 and a 35. Beautiful. I
don't know, 35 is a little low.
It's
Don't need your help. Thanks.
It's a little low. It's a little low. Exactly. I think you, even though these are ruined streets, Thea, you're very apt at moving through kind of tight alleyways and corridors from being on Brawl and being with the Jugglers folk for so long. You move through the ruins of Quanlinost, getting to the rendezvous point. You do hear, though, some movement, so maybe like 120 feet from you, in the direction of High Keep. Maybe some of the Seekers were stirred, but they have gotten no sight of you. As we move to the other group here in that time, Morn, Giles, and Demi. What are the three of you preparing and moving through here? Is it a direct straight line to your rendezvous point? What's going on with you?
I don't know. I think I'm just moving as quickly as possible. I don't really care about stealth. They know what we look like.
Yeah.
They know we're going to be leaving.
Yeah, sure. I'm just going to roll just a couple perception checks here as you guys are moving. Okay. Moving through the streets of Quanlinost, at least the ruins of Quanlinost, I should say, through Vaharok's Fall, the holy site of the three Black Dragon siblings. You feel, Demi, Warren Giles, as you're moving, you feel a presence in front of you. And Demi, this raises your hackles very quickly, because it's a familiar presence. Moving from the side of an old building, you see a wraith in front of you. An elven soldier who's has a battle axe in hand. A spirit, something that should not be here, is in front of you. Probably 30 feet in front of you.
I just fucking shout at it. We don't have time.
It reaches for you, and as you say that, you see a spear pierce into it, like a thrown spear pierce into it. Do you turn to look where that spear came from?
Of course.
You see on maybe, 60 feet from you is a seeker.
Like, hands over mouth. Turn to look at Morn.
As you see the spirit go, like it's what you see here. I think, Demi, you're very keen to this. Not many things can hurt spirits, but you see there's something unique about the seeker's weapon as it pierces this spirit and kind of like anchors it to the ground here. And you just hear the boots of the seeker echoing through the ruins. It doesn't seem like they're intent on you, but you can't tell. There's a mask. What do you guys do?
I'm
killing myself.
It's time to.
Hey, they rolled the nat. I
hide.
got a natural 20 on that, so I had to honor it.
Time to hide in the ruins, I guess.
Just absolutely blood run cold. Like, shouted at a ghost because that was like an inconvenient thing, and then it was like, oh yeah, right, they hunt ghosts, and there's one right there. Of course I did that. And I think the only thing I managed to squeak out to Morn is, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do.
You see that the seeker, now within like 5 feet of you, walks past you toward its spear. And from under the mask, as it goes toward it and it grabs the spear, it says, "May you return. May you find passage to the keep." And twists the spear, and you see the spear go and return and kind of like dissipate. And you see the seeker spin the spear and now turn its attention onto you. You guys have a moment to escape here. The seeker did turn from you and do that, do a death rite here. So there's a moment for you to escape.
I think I know that both me and Morn can fucking absolutely run away, but we will leave our captain.
Yes, you will. Only Kettle has probably the pace to keep up with you.
Not even close.
Yeah.
Paso Trace is good for an hour.
Yeah, and if you guys all meet up, sure.
Okay.
Maybe we can have you guys cross here. That would just depend. You guys had to get all the stuff and then leave. And the Duskmaven did hold you up a teeny bit. Maybe you might be 10 minutes, 15 minutes behind them or so. But in this moment, there's a seeker in front of you. They did a death rite here, so you have a brief moment, but you think they're going to turn their attention toward the rest of you.
Well, or at least moving away.
Sure, yeah. You guys start to move away. And as the death rite finishes, and you hear that kind of almost sigh of relief from this elven spirit, you turn to run. What I'll say is, you can use anything to your advantage here. There's the ruins here, you can use that to your advantage. That will give you a, we'll just do a straight athletics here, or acrobatics, to move through here. And I'm going to say that the ruins here, though they're familiar, the ruins will give you a +2 to the roll as you're moving through.
Say that again. I was looking something up.
You're fine. Give me an athletics or acrobatics check. Moving through the ruins is going to give you a +2. Here. An extra +2. That's going to be for our second crew. Demi.
Oh, sorry.
You're fine. Demi and Morn as well.
21.
21. Okay. It's even with the +2. Sick. 21, and then we have, what do you got, Demi?
Picking my dice. Don't let me down. Koi pond. Okay, well that's a nat 1. That's specifically the thing I said not to do.
Okay.
Yeah, that tracks.
Did you want acrobatics from everyone, or is that not us yet?
That's not you yet. You guys are 15 minutes out.
Just so we're clear, I have on the same column of bingo, this game actually sucks. Natural 40, I love this game.
Yeah.
I have to hit the Yahtzee in order to get this column.
I think on a now. Go ahead.
I'm focusing, like I said, blood run absolutely cold when I realized there was a seeker here. Mostly because I shouted, but then because I immediately realized that my scapegoat is following me.
Yes, it is.
Which is a problem. So I'm focusing less on me navigating these ruins, like, parkour run away from the seeker. I'm mostly trying to make it so that there's as much stone in between the scapegoat and the seeker as possible.
Yeah. You hear the sound of boots moving closely behind you. And as you kind of have the scapegoat in between you, it's a reflection of the ethereal plane, something that with a detect good and evil, well, maybe not, but still something that is very close to what the seekers would hunt.
So that's why I was saying I'm putting as much stone in between it and the seeker as possible.
That's fair. Moving through here, there's a point where Morn and Giles kind of get away clean here, heading toward the rendezvous point, but as you move to one of the main street, the seeker is right there, maybe 30 feet away from you, on the main street as you kind of cross over into where you need to go. There's no other seekers around, so very easily you could move away from them. They're going to try and move forward here. We're not in any initiative here, so if there's anything you can think of in this moment that you would do, go for it.
Can you run that by me again?
They're about 30 paces away from you, as you guys have crossed into essentially the central street. That's the street that you guys kind of went through and kind of went from the town square. It's kind of that area. This is on the outskirts of the city. You've both crossed over and now are looking at each other as the rest of the group has crossed over to the other side of this grand street, disappearing from view here. Your friends got away clean, but with that nat 1, you're still behind. You lagged behind a little bit, trying just to move things carefully.
I will turn around to the seeker. And well, it wasn't quite a minute. In Duskman Zion's voice, the seeker hears. Doesn't it get difficult, chasing ghosts through fog? You have to trust your magic and not your eyes. Do you ever see them jumping at shadows in the corner of your vision? Does it keep you up at night? I hate to break it to you. You're hallucinating. And I'm a Misty Step?
You
Into
see
a building.
before you, Misty Step, I think you hear under the mask of the Seeker. Why would it keep me up at night? I do her duty. I do what is needed of me. As you Misty Step away, I think there's a moment where like the spear does like kind of, you see them actually like scanning the area here, like spear out, actively looking for you. But you've disappeared away.
Misty Step is a bonus action, so just as I'm leaving, as an action, I'm gonna leave. Just a like not prestidigitation. I'm gonna leave a poltergeist, and it's just going to be an image, and it's going to be the Seeker. Completely still.
Yeah, you see them kind of put the spear in the ground and pull something out of their person. It looks like a small bell. You like ring it silently and kind of put it away. You've gotten away here. Just give me, actually no. You're able to move carefully from your position.
Yeah, as soon as I disappear, it's full stealth.
Yeah. You do hear the sound of, as you leave, rocks kind of moving as someone like maybe like jumped onto a building. And you move ahead toward the rendezvous point. The rendezvous point is probably a full day, maybe 2 full days out. Because it was at the tar pits was the last place you guys kind of had, or that area right before that. So you guys had your last camp, right? So it'd be 2 full days in between there as you guys are split. And we can, move through that here as you guys are carefully trying to avoid kind of things here. Carefully just moving through Baharok's Fall. Carefully kind of moving through the tar pit, and as you come to that second day, you guys meet at the rendezvous point, and a ruin, another kind of outpost ruin that's been sunk fully into the not as apparent as the first one you saw where you might command grab at. This one is like almost fully sunken into the mire. But you made it. All together as the crew of the Dark and Stormy. Here out in the swamp. As the rest of you all kind of are here, you see, I think what we see is the, Demi, Morn, and Giles. You see coming toward you, Mycroft, Thea, and Autumn. Autumn probably in the lead because Autumn has trekked through here before. As his kind of him being used to Kryn's natural terrain, helping you guys out here. You see Mycroft kind of like look over like, yeah, Are you all right?
Tired? We gotta keep going.
You see them with kind of look with their, kind of dark eyes. Look down. Right. Hey, are you good to keep going, or should we take another rest?
Yeah, no, I'm fine.
Right. And as you all kind of gather here, Autumn, you've kind of used your spells here to kind of move through. We can say that you guys have taken a long rest as well, so you get the long rest button here. Gain back whatever you want here, as you've had those 2 days of travel in between, moving at a careful pace. The Mycroft will kind of like look over like, what exactly happened? Oh, do we need to keep moving right now? Or
Yeah.
Yes, you can. We do, yeah.
oh, I'm good for it. I can still go. So, Autumn, are you all right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Had a tough couple days. Stressful.
Did you, Autumn, did you like really try and make sure everyone was safe during these 2 days? Like, did you really try and did you take many watches, like first watches, or like, what was the vibe with you and Thea and Mycroft? Did you push yourself here? Asking for a friend?
Not like too much,
Okay.
but yeah.
I think if you, there's a moment where Mycroft is actually concerned, because I think there's a moment where like above table, Autumn is like pushing himself toward the verge of exhaustion here, and like Mycroft is like seeing that in him. But like I think you're teetering here, even though it's like, oh, we still need to keep pushing forward. So Mycroft kind of looks concerned. If you're good, then I guess we can keep going. Well, where to, crew of the Dark and Stormy? Where do you guys go? Quanlinost is like 2 or 3 days out.
Keep making the way through the swamp.
Okay. Whoever's leading here, give me a survival check.
I can lead. Baby.
16, okay. Pretty decent for our survivalist. You'd say he's heroic as a tiger is. Anyway, you move through Arthurxmedic Fall carefully. And following the same path that you took before, those 2 days kind of fly by as you get to the gates of Quanlinost, the town built within the forest here. It's interesting moving from such a barren place, seeing the shift from Arthurxmedic Fall back into where the forest here, the forest of Quanlinost is, seeing that shift change. As you're back in the regular forest. I think as you walk through the gates, you see 2 wayfinders kind of discussing something with each other. That kind of dark green armor, these like, and that kind of almost like helmet they have. This one kind of has underneath his arm. You see that like 2 of these like fox mounts kind of resting. The 2 kind of elves are speaking with each other. You walk through the gates. Is there anything that you guys were doing within Frenost here? Or making your one-day journey out from here?
I don't think so.
We
I don't have
assume
anything.
They can talk to the guards.
What's up? Say again, Arthur, I'm sorry.
That was for the party, but should we assume that they can talk to the guards?
I don't think so, but I'm sure they will when they catch up, but I don't think they're gonna have a remote connection type thing. But I don't know.
Give me a history check or insight check, Timmy.
Okay. What? History or insight?
History, insight. This is like to
Different skills.
one is like to remember something that, like a knowledge thing. One is like to remember like a vibe that was given off in the many cities that you've crossed through here in Quanlinost.
We'll do history.
Okay.
It's only an 11.
11? On an 11, I think you remember just some things about Arthurxmedic Fall, that it was the former home of these elves. And that you didn't see any other wayfinders within Arthurxmedic Fall, ever. As you kind of look at the two wayfinders here, that's about all you can glean from there. Do you walk into Frenost, maybe get some rest in an inn here, or do you push on to your ship?
What do you think?
I think that we can rest on the ship.
Yeah.
You walk through Frenost, getting to the edge, that north. I'll move us out of here. I'm sorry. I'll move you guys to the world map. As we move from Frenost out to that kind of north, the northern gate, heading up into the forest here. With one day of travel, you kind of get to where the dark and stormy is, hidden amongst that kind of field at the edge of the forest of Quanlinost. Then you kind of quickly head on to the Wasp class ship, climbing aboard. Morn, you hand the Kindori bone ore to Giles as he kind of extends it, and you see the runes of the Yortian runes move through it, light and blue, as he kind of affixes the ore in that circle in the helm room. You feel the pulse of magic as it flows through the ship itself. You all get settled in for a ride back to Quanlinost. Is there anything said as but this, quick, probably a couple hours ride here? like a 3-hour or so ride, flying toward Quanlinost.
Demi, are you wanting to still drop off the flowers?
Yeah. Yeah, I am. I think we can make time for that.
I think we have a little bit of time, yeah. Even if they were keeping pace with us, pushing hard, we're gonna be way ahead of them with the flight.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna go rest my eyes.
Yeah.
Do you need something?
Give me the rocks.
Okay, Autumn still has the topaz, but I give Demi the both pieces of obsidian.
That's right, yeah.
I'm gonna go find Anna. Hey.
Hey. How you feeling?
I feel like I messed up.
Yeah?
Yeah. Like I feel like I should have thought of some of the things that went wrong.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know. Life's unpredictable like that, you know?
Yeah.
You can't see everything.
I mean, we figured out that the stairs were supposed to be under a statue, and then we didn't think, oh, that's probably gonna make some noise.
Yeah.
We said we didn't want to bring everybody because if it went bad, then it's more people seen, and that's exactly what happened.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe it was like supposed to happen like that, you know?
Do you believe in fate?
I got a weird outlook on fate.
What does that mean?
I don't know. I mean, I kind of feel like it's I don't know, it's kind of like a script you can edit, you know?
Doesn't that change it?
I mean, you know, even with that said, like there's still gonna be moments where it's kind of the wiggle room gets a little narrow.
I don't believe in fate, but I do believe in destiny. And that, I think you can take for yourself.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the same as what you're saying.
Yeah, maybe. I just never really thought about it like that. I guess, yeah, kind of is.
Mostly I feel bad that I thought this was just going to be, stealing some jewelry from a church. I didn't think there was the possibility that they would try to kill us.
I mean, I don't know, I was kind of expecting they were gonna try if they put 2 and 2 together. That's why when I had my opportunity, I just figured I'd make myself invisible.
I'm sorry I put you in danger.
But it's fine.
You still got the topaz?
I do. Yeah. I'll pull it out of my pocket, hand it over. It's a nice little stone.
For the first time, I'm going to look at it and sort of appraise it for its value here.
Yeah, I mean, Autumn's not wrong. It's a beautifully cut yellow topaz gem. It's cut like almost like crystalline, almost like prism. It's not like cut like how you place into a ring or anything like that. It's like actually placed like you cut like, for something that someone could hold in their hand.
Okay, I'm gonna go get rid of these. Team meeting in I don't know, like 30.
Yeah.
Okay. And I'm gonna go to the deck of the ship.
You said you did what now? I'm sorry. Lady HG
I'm
mode.
going to the deck of the ship. And I will take some chalk and I'll draw a circle. And then within that circle, I'm going to draw just a triangle. And then on the outside, I'm going to take the iron nail from the collection of things for the spirit board. I'm just going to stick it into the deck on the outside of the circle. And I will place the 3 stones inside the points of the triangle. And I'll put my hand in the center of the whole circle and say, Elzed, come get your shit. I don't need to be holding this hot ice.
Give me a religion check here.
Okay. Well, it fucking bounced out of the tray. Oh, actually, that's kind of good. 17. No?
17. Oh,
19. I
19. Good.
15 plus 4, 19.
If you remember correctly, what hand did you place on this circle?
If I remember correctly.
Sorry, there's a thought there. I had to pause because I need to know what hand you put on the circle. Sorry.
I pantomimed my right hand.
Okay. Is that where your tattoo lies? The snake tattoo?
You gonna have to be more specific.
Where the runes, where the infernal runes are carved on your arm now.
I was under the impression of both arms.
Very well. As you place one hand on this circle, you see those runes kind of slowly appear, like they're moving on your skin and then appear along inside of the ring of the circle, these infernal runes. And as you lean or put your hand in, you feel a pull from that point as those gems fall into a burning circle. I need you to make me a dexterity saving throw. The DC is 20.
Boy, don't play with me. A dex save?
Mm-hmm.
It's a natural 20.
Let's go. There's a moment where, like, you kind of have to catch yourself before you fall into this hole. But you know that this, I think you get a feeling, or no, this could take you to the workshop.
Would I have been able to grab the gems as the ground opened up?
They fell first.
True.
Were you concerned about catching yourself before you fall in, or catching the gems?
I'm not likely to fall in. The circle's not that big, and even if I tipped in, I would just, like, legs and tail in opposite directions.
Sure. The gems have fallen.
Yeah, I'll jump in.
You move through and feel that kind of the burning heat of this portal, smell of sulfur in your nostrils as you fall onto a crate of gears and various parts, gold connections to some sort of machine. As you hear the sound of imps kind of scatter from you, you know that you're within Elzed's workshop here in Avernus. I think there's a moment where you kind of look around and search in the space, and you see sitting, wings folded, you know, the 6-foot Cambion Elzed Magnusson, his kind of long black hair tied carefully, his kind of these working kind of leather gloves on as he's picking up this platinum piece out of a mold, and you can see that kind of dark apron, kind of like leather apron on. He's like, okay. You hear the of the mold being cooled in this water bath. He's like, oh.
Are the gems in the space where it landed?
Yeah, they're right in, have fallen carefully kind of ahead of you, maybe like 5 feet in front of you. As he hasn't really noticed. Yeah, he's like intent on this. Like, shh. Like, oh, give me a moment. I just got to make sure this part is good. As he lets go of like the clamps, kind of like takes it out and sets a heavy kind of piece onto a table. It's like, takes his gloves off. It's like, puts the goggles up. around, just like, oh, so how'd everything go? What's if you're back, that means good things, right?
I have my part of the deal.
Do you now? Huh. Do you present the pieces to him?
I will hold up 1 obsidian and 1 topaz in either hand.
Yes. Smells. He looks. He's like, smell divine magic. Did they hurt you?
Don't act concerned.
Oh, you wound me.
Would that I could.
Well, you see, he grabs the obsidian piece. Is like,
He goes to grab it, and I'm gonna just turn my hand over so that he misses. Hang on.
you see the burning green eyes kind of flash from him, and he's like, oh?
In exchange for this obsidian piece, hold up my arms and gesture to the runes. My life, the living of it, and the breath in my lungs that makes it so. It is mine, and no one else's.
Sure. If not, I would be an honorable devil if I went back on a contract. Even if it is my first one, and I don't really know how they work. And you see a sly smile on Elzid's face. Oh. And you hear your focused voice here. And if you remember, even though Elzid acts this way of carefree, you know his nature, you know what he is. He says, in infernal, freely given. And the contract is complete. And he grabs the obsidian piece, and you see the runes crawl off of your skin and burn up. And the other one? Though you
For
did.
Topaz.
Oh.
What were you about to say about what I did?
You did good work to get me this. It'd be a shame for, for this to be it. It's great to have, helpers on the other side. But the topaz piece.
For the topaz, from the cleric of Mott, a piece of metal, not stolen, from the spring court in the Feywild.
Not stolen is tough. Spring court. I did say I'd look into it.
If you don't have it, I can keep this.
Oh, I have it. Don't be silly. He's like, hey. He's like, oh wait. He goes and moves that kind of like large cabinet. It was like had mini shelves in it. He's like, okay, inventory. You see him like go through all these things. He's like, oh, here it is. Goes to the bottom shelf, drawer, and kind of pulls through. He's like, and pulls out a piece of what looks like a iron bar, and as you look at it, it seems like it has a bit of rust on it, and then half of it looks like it's been charred or burned by something. As he kind of reaches down to hand it to you carefully, or like actually he's crouched, so he's like, oh, here it is, and like puts his hand behind him to hand it to you. And he's not even looking at you. He's like kind of, oh, I didn't know I had that in here too. Looking through some
I
stuff.
will wait.
Hmm?
I will wait. I'm not going to take it.
He just shuts the drawer and turns around. He's like, oh, it's yours, right? Tradesies.
We'll make the trade at the same time.
What
And
you think?
I'll say an infernal, freely given.
Contract's complete. Switches the items here. You get this as you touch their piece. You feel a breeze pass over you and a faint smell of ozone from this metal. And you see he grabs the topaz piece. He's like, this will do wonders. And you see him move from you toward what can only be described as artillery. You see a set of these like cylinder like cannons with all these runes carved along the barrel. And you see he opens up a piece and like puts in the obsidian, and you hear like a crank, and you see those runes alight as you see a war machine come alive. Thank you so much for your hard work. This will be put to good use. And I hope that you find what you're looking for in the Fae. A nice place. Been some time since I've grabbed things from there, but I hope it works out for you. And like I said, my workshop's always open, especially to your artificer friend if he ever wants to do some work for me. Extends to you as well. You know the way out. As you see him snap, and there's a burning green portal for you. Say hello to your friends
I got one
for
more
me.
piece of obsidian.
Do you now?
Do you have a lead box about yay big?
The lead box. I don't.
What lead sheets I can make a box with? Surely you got a bunch of
I do.
metals
But
in here.
you see him kind of look, kind of like, fine. One second. You see, he, like, grabs something, grabs a small, like, lead box, kind of throws it over to you. Do something fun with it, and you can leave Elzid here in the Hells, returning to your friends as the 3-hour ride back to that field in Quanlinost complete here. So you guys set the ship down. Already waiting in the field is you set down right next to the other ship that's here, the command grab ship, the Queen Marigold, that Shrike ship. You see Nabaru, Opheliamore, and Aerith already waiting, luggage, everything here for you guys as you sat down. You see Aerith kind of go directly toward you more and like, is everything okay? I mean, Giles explained a little bit, but what's going on?
We got everything Demi needed, but we were seen. It wasn't great. We have to leave very soon.
Okay, I'll take over for Giles if he's been on the helm for a while.
Yeah.
See, she kind of like, grasps your shoulder a little bit, kind of like stays there for a moment, looks at you, and then heads toward where the helm is, like opens up the hatch, talks to Giles real quick. You see Giles kind of climb back up, kind of look a bit exhausted, kind of rub his eyes, and then head into the captain's quarters. You see Kettle follow behind him. Opheliamore and Nabaru kind of seem more like, You all right? Is there any? It seems we're leaving quickly. You see whistles, and you see Race will kind of fly onto his shoulder, as he kind of helps your mother up Demi onto the ship. It's like,
Yeah, we're leaving quick.
very well
Hopefully
then.
you didn't forget anything, because we're not coming back for a bit.
No, I made sure to grab everything. He grabs your mother's kind of hand, pulls her up. So, a hot exit then is what's happening here. I didn't ask for, didn't know quite what you were doing, but did it have to deal with the thing? As you see, your mother's already getting settled. I think you would notice that she notices you have your sleeves kind of rolled up, right? A little bit.
Probably, yeah.
I think you clock that she notices there's no infernal runes on your arm. You see a bit of like relaxing in the shoulders as she walks by you. Crew of Dark and Stormy, you guys are all set here. Was there anything else you guys wanted to do in Quanlinost before you all set off? Here.
Yes.
Okay.
I don't know if
Side
more you want
quest.
to come with.
Sure.
We gotta
Don't
turn
want
in our
to
side quest.
send anyone solo right now.
Yeah. So what? It's Morn, Demi. Is we one other person going with?
Open invitation. You too.
Yeah, I'll go.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Mycroft's like, oh, Miss Astafel? She kind of like helps her like, hey, let's get them settled in.
Yeah, okay.
All right. And we leave the rest of you guys. If you guys walk through Quanlinost, heading past the Queen Marigold, you see Lazari, the kind of wood elf cleric, kind of look at you all like, oh there. Good to see you guys come back in. It gives you a bit of a wave. And you see the gold dragonborn, about like, 6-foot gold dragonborn, kind of like looking, and you see a bit of worry on his face as he's like, kind of like, hope everything's all right with him. Be able to send a message to them, Lazari? You walk past that crew, heading into the city of Quanlinost. You're heading toward the shop, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let me see what I named that shop.
The
Gilla's
Yep.
Potions and Oils. Yeah, you had past. It's in the nicer kind of area, not in the route, but you head toward Gilla's. Gilla's, it's open. You see, here's a ding 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 here, and he's like, "Oh, hello, welcome to Gilla's. Oh, you all. Good seeing you again. How are you doing?"
Fantastic. You know, it was a lovely time out in the well, let's call it what it is. It's a swamp.
Yes,
It wasn't bad. You know,
swamp, yeah.
With all of the interesting petrified plant life and the one little spring that flowed uphill, I guess.
Oh, interesting. Yes.
Excitable plant life too, especially at the spring.
Oh, it's a dangerous place. Like I said, I have the Wayfinders forged further out in there. If I can convince them, sometimes they say no. So, but if can I interest you in anything as you
Well, we have your purple lotus.
Oh, do you?
Set that on the counter. I also have I have written down like alchemics and spirits, just like potion potential ingredients.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah.
Which I have 9 units of. I don't know what the individual units are or whatever, but I'll just like also put those on the counter and say, this doesn't have to be a trade, but I'm wondering if you have any interesting ideas for these, at least.
I would need some time with those. But for the Lotus, I can offer you a fair price. You were only able to get one, yes?
I think we only saw one.
Yeah, you did.
Just the one. Only
Okay,
one
well.
there.
Well, I can offer you 500 gold.
Ooh.
Hmm. Now, I don't know. One of us almost died on this trip.
I can assure you, when we say it was the last one there, it was the last one there.
I highly doubt that. But give me a persuasion check.
Yours is, well, mine's good. I'm just not proficient in it. So, if anything, you're gonna want to help me.
Okay,
Let's do it.
that makes sense. Go for it.
Holy God! Okay, it's another nat 1, but I also rolled a 14 plus
Okay.
4, so total of 18.
18? Well, for the one, 500. That is truly the going rate. Yeah, quite hard to come by, but this is a fair price. He kind of pulls out a bag of 500 gold.
600. 600. We'll throw in these alchemics. The various ingredients gathered in the same difficult place.
Yeah, you had like things of wisp roses and other things, right? Like 500, and I will trade you with one of these potions that I have in my inventory. Give me a moment, and I will look. And you see him kind of go underneath the
Was I able to tell, at a cursory glance from this shop owner at these ingredients that I have, was there any one of them that, his eye lingered on a little bit more than any of the others?
not particularly, no.
Okay.
He kind of pulls out, he's like, okay. Well, I have for trade, I can do this potion here, which will bring the current value up about close. I think he puts a potion of climbing in front of you, and then 2 potions of healing as well, and then 500 gold.
Just a regular potions of healing?
Yeah, two regular potions of healing and a potion of climbing. That's all I really have on Happy, but with this Whisper or this Lotus, I can make a few inventory I was missing. So, perfect. Deal.
DM, do you remember the number of wisp roses that I gave to this guy?
I don't know that off the top of my head.
You didn't write that down?
No, I did not. I did not.
Seems like a good deal to me.
It's a good deal to me.
You gave him what, like 5 or something like that, and they said they were a component to make oils.
Was it 5?
5 or 4? It was something like that.
Dylan, you don't remember, do you?
No, I didn't write that down.
I gotta go back. We gotta look back
I
at
have
the tapes on that.
I have 12 in my inventory. So I don't know if I gathered those while we were out the second time.
Oh, that's probably collectively, because I know you stopped
I
in.
think that's total.
Yeah, because you stopped in before, and then he went set to work on some stuff. So he would have had some oils of etherealness already prepared. So that could be on the table as well. Was that in the place of that potion of climbing? Could be just an oil of etherealness.
I've got the potion of climbing.
Okay,
I'm
cool.
just trying to determine. I knew I held some of the inventory that we had gotten. Like he was like, I need wisp roses, and we went out and we found some. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna keep fucking 2 and give him the rest of them.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I feel like it was like I feel like I gave him 10, and I should have 2 now.
For sure. I mean, if that's what you want to say, that means he would have probably like 3 oils of etherealness in his stock now. Probably like, yeah, probably about 3.
Okay. I will ask about that. I will say, last time we were in here, we delivered you some wisp roses, and you said that they were a key ingredient in oil of etherealness. If you've completed those, at this point, I'm gonna show you something that I know you've never seen before, and I'm gonna describe where I found it, and it will be sort of up to you whether it's a fair trade for one of those.
Okay. Sure.
I have a root ball here, which once grew a luminescent quartz orchid in astral space.
Interesting. Well, if it can still be planted here, it could pose something. But that is a gamble.
You feel like gambling?
Not particularly, but I can trade you one of these oils of etherealness for it.
Deal.
Very well. You have one.
Add that to my inventory.
Okay. As you guys move from here, 500 gold richer, or taking a bit of a gamble in Vaharok's Fall, you step out back toward the dark and stormy, preparing to leave Quanlinost. Everyone's on the ship, Aerith at the helm. Do you leave immediately toward Wildspace?
The second I am back on board, I'm shouting, "We need sails up. Let's go."
Let's get out of here.
You move the wings of the wasp ship kind of unfold, start moving quickly and rapidly, and legs the ship lift off the ground and rise above on the tree line of Quanlinost as you fly up and up. Autumn, where are you on the ship here?
I'm just hanging out my cot.
Caught? Think feeling of again leaving Kryn. And the memories that you've had here of going around with your master in the land of Solamnia, northern Ergoth, and going of time on your own in the Sunken Islands. Knowing that you may come back here at some point, but now you need to leave. As you move up and out, you move out toward the over continent itself, seeing the continent grow smaller and smaller as you move out of the atmosphere of Kryn toward Wildspace. You guys hang, I think, in the orbit of Kren, seeing its 3 moons in the distance. As kind of the dark and stormy halts here, you hear a call out from Nabarro. Like, did you say there was going to be a meeting of sorts, Dimmy?
Yeah, everyone in the rogues galley.
All of you kind of pile into the galley here in the dark and stormy. You see Trace on that window, kind of 3 eyes looking toward you, and seeing that scar on one of his 4th eye, like eyeing each of you carefully as you all pile in. Mycroft like, oh, we all here. Should I grab Navi as well or no?
Absolutely not.
I mean,
You fucking stupid.
they're here. I mean, wouldn't it be nice if... Okay, never mind. Alright.
Sorry.
Okay, I mean, sure.
It all really sets Demi off.
I understand. I get it.
That was uncalled for. That was a little out of pocket.
A little
I
bit.
apologize. I'm fucking stressed right now.
Could have gone better.
Could have gone
Are
better.
you allowed to
Could've
be
gone-
out of pocket?
Could have gone worse.
You want to? It was a little louder, Thea.
No. Sorry.
You said
how-
something.
I just. Listen, maybe we should save being out of pocket for, I don't know, another time.
Yeah.
Maybe in a week?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, you see Mycroft like not even hurt by that. She just kind of like, okay, whatever.
All right, you clowns. I love you all. Minecraft would, I don't know yet.
Fair.
You weren't really helpful, but that worked out the best probably. Item 1, post heist debrief. Are you still mad at me, Thea?
No, Demi, I'm not mad at you.
You sure?
Yes. I'm over it.
Okay.
I
Item
think
2.
you've suffered enough.
Yeah, no, I died, and then we
Yeah, I
had to do
think-
this because of that.
I think
Item 2, and I'm working backwards. I've delivered the rocks. They are not something we have in our possession anymore.
Okay.
We
How'd
don't
that
have
go?
them. I'm going to do the smart thing and not talk about it, but it went well.
Okay.
I think. As far as I know, contract worked out perfectly. But, so item 3. The heist itself. What went right? What went wrong? What did we miss?
Infiltration, good. Exfiltration,
Not so
really
good.
bad.
Entry into the worship hall, nearly flawless. Not a single eyebrow was raised. You went in the window, perfectly fine. Me and Autumn inside was decent. Like, I liked that we ended up in the courtyard because it was kind of central and open to the sky. But we were a little limited on the actual levers that we could pull, you know?
Yeah.
We brought noisemakers. We kind of needed less noise. We should have thought of that.
Yeah. A way to make things quieter.
Giles, is there a like anti-noisemaker? I don't know that Autumn has silence on his sheet.
No, you don't. That's meta.
Well, all right. So in the future, let's figure out anti-noisemakers. We should have expected stone on stone to scrape. Could maybe have done with a bit of grease. I don't know.
What
That's
do
a
you
miss.
mean anti-noise makers?
I mean, you know, we brought the things that make noise to distract someone, which is great. You know, even just throwing a rock makes a noise and someone goes and looks to see what happened.
Right.
That's fine. But if it's something like a rock then whoever's going and looking at it is like, oh, something fell over. Which is a normal thing that things do.
Mm-hmm.
If we throw a fucking metal marble that starts going, then that's like, who the fuck made this and threw it in here?
So you mean like a thing, like
Raises
you throw
suspicion.
the thing and then it just like
Makes it quiet?
collects noise.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe Giles could build something like that. Above table. Autumn has no idea what you're talking about.
Debbie writes down anti-noisemakers on the chalkboard, and then next to it writes miss. And then remembers to write down entry into main hall hit. Morn. Good job with the statue. I think you know what I'm about to say. I watched you open that box and take a full blast of blue energy. Why is there a fucked up magical trap on the relic box in the secret basement of the church? I don't know. But we know to look next time. I'm glad there's a next time. And the beam mostly missed my rat child.
Yeah, well, live and learn.
I'm going to write down trap box. Miss.
And this time, like, Aerith kind of comes in. What's all this? She gets up to you, Warren. Like, what's all this?
Things could have gone better.
Okay. Another heist.
To be fair, things could have gone worse.
That's right. Things could have gone worse. The noisemakers were kind of useful. We definitely made a couple of noises and distracted some people. Some of that was done with, like, cantrips, and some of that was done by... Which one of you threw that thing through the window?
Yeah, that was me.
Okay. It kind of worked, to be fair. I think what we needed, if we were going to distract people from the noise of the statue, which again, could have expected that was going to make some noise. We really needed something that was distracting and disruptive without giving the indication that it was intentional. Like, I don't know, like a kitchen fire.
Mm.
You know, that's a thing that can just happen and requires some attention.
I didn't think they would give you let you in.
No, I didn't either. Once we were inside, it was all jazz, baby. To that point, I don't know why Giles ran in alone. What if that room wasn't clear? What was his plan?
You see your mother kind of being very quiet and like engaging all of you. Look, there is no perfect plan. I know you guys had to do this, even though it's very dangerous. He kind of gives you a bit of a look, Demi. But there's no perfect plan. You just all need to be understand each of you all's strengths and weaknesses, and then cover them. Right? Not that I'm saying I've done anything like this per se, but
Are you sure?
Yeah,
That's rule 10
and a half.
you
guys both can make an insight check on Ophelia more.
That's the biggest.
You can.
Mother?
Yeah, sure.
21.
21?
Fucking
Okay.
The only way I can get a 21 is if I nat 20. No, that's a 2.
Okay. I think for you, Demi, you're like, what? Like, you've heard some of the stories and you're like, I mean, I guess not. I mean, you don't know what you've done for the Lord of Storms. Morn, you're like, the familiarity that she chimed up in this meeting is like too she's done many
I was like,
things.
yeah, I mean, like rule 7 or whatever is there's no perfect plan.
Literally
That's true.
rule 10.
Yeah, I mean, she's kind of cooking, and then she's like, not like I know anything. I'm like, huh?
Yeah.
That's what I'm like.
Yeah,
What?
you're like,
I
you're
didn't
like,
think you did, and then you said that.
yeah, I think you're like, wait, has she done heist before? You're like, she's like, well, look, I think you all should take a good look at and figure out what you have here. I mean, I see all of you each have your own strengths, and we have people who can do magic. You have people who have you see get that pause. It's like people who have just certain ways. See, Morn is very observant. I know, Demi, you are great at. Well,
I don't like that you're hesitating.
I think you see your mother like trying not to like read you too hard in front of your friends. Like,
Yeah,
it's like
I feel like I'm about to get dragged for filth. And
I
I'm gonna stop you right there.
well, okay. Thea here has, at least from what I've seen.
You work for a crime organization.
Oh, me?
I can't. Oh my god, we are dumb. We're dumb motherfuckers.
I mean, she does have. I've seen her in Mogwai Plaza many a times, and know what
Why
that
do you
kind
keep
of
going to
means.
Mogwai?
Well, I walk past it when I go to work.
It is the fastest way to the
The low market, it is.
market.
And Autumn, I mean, Autumn is really great with magic, aren't you?
Oh, thanks. That's pretty nice.
At least from what I've seen. And of course, Giles here is your captain. And I mean, look at Kettle and look at BB. You all have things you're very good at. And if you're going to do things like this, you need to utilize everything.
While she's talking, I am writing out the rest of the like hits and misses as I saw them of the heist, and then just like drawing lines from each one to one of the 10 rules, which is always written on the chalkboard. And then I'll start just like, I get distracted doing it and start drawing lines from each of those rules to, I just like write out each of our names. And so then it's like rule 5, make sure you're invisible on them. Rule 6, enter from the top. Morn, always be prepared to run or fight. Rule 9, Thea.
I think you see your mother kind of like looking like. I think Morn, you clocked it the most of like someone who's very familiar with this kind of work. But like you see just a hesitation of like, that's her child doing this. So it's like a bit weird. Navarro's like kind of pretty quiet, kind of just like taking it all in like, oh, I need you all to try the thing that I made while you guys were on your mission as well. No need to rush.
Oh, hell yeah.
You see him pull out a bottle of something. I gotta see where I put it.
Hey, Thea,
Go ahead.
Yeah.
how far can you do the... Demi like puts two fingers on the temples and like... You can tell they're like thinking a message at you, but does not have the ability to do that.
How far can I do that?
Tested that out?
I was trying to look.
60 feet for telepathy.
I mean, pretty far, I guess. Well, like 60 feet. Why?
Well, that would have been really helpful for silent communication, right?
Yeah, I think
60 feet.
we probably could have done with that. It's me not staying outside.
On him, you went invisible.
Yeah.
Is that just you, or can you do that on somebody else?
I could do that on somebody else.
What are you cooking?
Nothing right now. It just we've got tools, and I didn't know about it.
I hope you're not planning to go back or anything.
What, make this a habit? No, we're not going back,
Okay.
and at least not for a while.
I think forever. I don't know.
If I never meet that high seeker again, it'll be too soon.
Forever sounds good.
Yeah, I agree.
This isn't the last time we steal something, right?
You see Mycroft like, is it? Wait,
Probably not.
I'm telling you, they're like, you guys are like Nine Fingers and her dames. You are exactly like them. I've read a book about it.
It's not always going to be a heist, but we're for sure going to take things.
Navarro kind of pulls out a bottle. It's like, it's my first try, so be critical if need be. He pulls out a topped kind of bottle. It has floating within it lavender flowers, lemon balm, and a honeycomb, and it's in like a bourbon like liquid. It's like, try it. I call this morning glory. Kind of sets that in front of you as we kind of pull out from you all kind of discussing here, and you see your mother pretty quiet. Look toward you, Demi, like, well, I guess, did you get what you were looking for here? Everything's taken care of, right? We have nothing to worry about with that devil.
He could have been lying when he said it was his first contract, but if he wasn't, then he picked the worst person to make a first contract with. Airtight, I promise.
Okay. You see your mother kind of like...
And then suddenly it's like, well, hang on. How good do I feel about that?
You
I'll reach
don't.
in my pocket and pull out the iron bar that's charred and rusted.
Yeah.
You don't recognize this, do you?
No. What? I think you see she kind of like reaches and grabs it. Feels interesting. Feels familiar. I can't say I remember something like this, but she hands it back to you. Well, keep working on your plan. Excited to see what you come up with. And really see home in some time. And then we can, deliver Narvi to her mistress. You can not have to deal with that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, make sure you try some of Nabarro's things. And you can see, like, as you all...
I've already had two glasses.
It's great. It's a perfect, like, blend of this. You get that fresh lavender, bit of honey, bit of that, like, hint of lemon. Honestly, it's really good. It's like, it's my first try, so... You see him actually, like... he's been working on this for a while, so you see him, like, actually, like, gauging you guys' reaction. As you move out from that conversation, was there any other kind of words here as you guys are floating, stalled within Wildspace? You see Aerith kind of like look at you more and like another successful-ish one.
Alive.
That's all that matters, right? I'm gonna go get back on the helm and wait, do we have a destination, a star map, or what's that about?
I think that's undecided.
Okay, well, I guess we're still in, friend space, so...
We'll sort that out soon.
Okay. Take a look at it. Get some rest, okay?
Yeah.
You see she kind of like, as you guys are having this moment, she kind of like hangs there with you for a moment. Puts her head to yours. And Bree's like, well, I'll get to it. Autumn, where are you as you have this brief moment with Lace here on the ship? Is there anyone you like kind of connect with as you try, Nabarro's drink? It's tasty. Do you go somewhere else? Do you stay here? What do you do?
Autumn honestly might just go back to his bunk.
Yeah.
I think he's still a little stressed.
Yeah, back to the bunk. think, give me a history check here. 15. You kind of had a more intense trip on Kryn than everyone else. You had a whole other mission from Allium. I think you remember in this moment that you need to have a chat with Allium again to go over some things. As you go to lay down, sleep comes quick. There's a moment where you remember something about your trip in the Outlands, a faint memory implanted by a string of starlight within you. Do you go to think on this memory?
Yeah.
Do you see that shining starlight within yourself? Go to reach and grab it, and it's like a flashes of memory. You see Dargothalin, the Yugoloth that you saw, his 5 arms, green carapace, talking with Arliss in a moment in the Outlands, and you see someone you can't perceive, shrouded, almost like scrubbed out of the space, like silhouetted in red light, and you try hard. There's a flash of a memory as you see them talking. You can't hear what they're saying, and it's just, and as you kind of pull out from that, you see in front of you. Actually, I need Thea to give me a perception check at advantage. You will see this, hopefully. You see from Autumn, you get a feeling like in your mind, like something like actually pulls your focus as you're talking within this space, and like people are moving out here, like it's like almost like a whine in your focus. And you also see Mycroft kind of like you feel that?
Yeah. What is that?
You move out toward where Autumn is. And Autumn, when you kind of come to, you see within your hand, wrapped around your finger, a faint, almost string of starlight. Thea, you see it in front of Autumn, on his hand. You feel drawn to it. Do you go to reach for it?
Yes.
You see Mycroft like, hey, what are you doing? And as you grab it, you feel time slow for a moment. As you feel that familiar feeling, as you are pulled into the memory, you feel a comfort, like this is from someone connected, like you and Mycroft, like you and Kyria Evensong. As you get pulled into this and feel this memory, you're standing next to a strange creature with 5 arms and a green carapace, and sitting across from him you see Arliss, the man with a black circle on his armor. And in front of him you see something. I need a wisdom saving throw from you. 15's not enough. As you see the silhouetted figure that you saw in your vision before, that fear creeps up again as he noticed you last time. And that fear kind of grips you like you freeze for a moment. What do you do? Here, as you see this silhouetted figure.
Can I try and run?
Yeah. You run and pull out from this memory, and like you're back within the dark and stormy Autumn. You saw Thea grab it, and then like her eyes go. They're usually that like starlight in them, but they went bright for a moment, and she froze. You see Mycroft like went to go grab toward them, and you see, I think, are you worried in this moment, Autumn? What do you see from here. What do you do?
Yeah, I think I am.
Yeah, you
I was
get
definitely worrying.
Yeah, you can get up from your cot and kind of move toward Thea here. Mycroft kind of moves over, like shakes you. You see Thea come to in this moment. Thea, you awaken to Autumn and Mycroft in front of you. Did you see that too,
I
Autumn?
have like
I did. Are you okay, Thea?
Saya's like hyperventilating, like panicking, like just not
What did you see?
not responsive in a way, you know?
You see Mycroft like, it's all right. We're here. And I think with that, we're going to end it.
Okay.
Where was that happening?
In the common area. Well, where the cots and stuff were. So I think you might have heard the commotion. All of you.
For sure.
All
Yeah,
of you
for
heard the
now.
commotion. Except probably for Aerith, who was just about to walk out. So yeah, I think all of you heard it. Actually, we end there. But we pull out. The camera pulls out from the dark and stormy here as it hangs with the 3 moons of Kryn in the distance and the planet itself here. And as you pull back from here, we follow a bird flying over a vast kind of cliff face, flying over a beautiful desert. And we see a city, a institution floating above the desert, held aloft by truly a marvel of magical engineering. As we ride over the sands of Amasat on the Sildrome, we see on one of the balconies a Sultari dressed in red, dark skin, as he has like a ring on his nose that kind of connects to a chain on his ear, shorter kind of twists in his hair. Well, tell me students, of what you've seen in the Northern Sands. Oh, of course, sir. I think there's been no change since the last 3 months. The storm has not subsided. We've sent homunculi and some of our spirits to go within, but they get torn apart by the storm. I see. Didn't we had visitors, didn't before? We had a yes, we did. Aaron Janors and a Yuvine from far away. They went into the storm, didn't they? Well, let's try and send someone after them. As we pull out from the sands, we fly over toward the North Sands, and we just see a massive storm stretching for miles and miles, and no one can enter. And that's where we're gonna end it. Nothing ominous there. Yeah.
I'm fucking muted. Great. Fucking a permanent storm? That's good for me.
Yeah. Well, hey, that is all we have for Jump Point. Yeah, we will see you guys in the next one. Hey, in Arc 3. Excited to see where that goes. Take care of yourselves. Be kind to each other. And we will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.